BraHn Gaming, Episode 4.
We are blown away by the feedback we've gotten from you guys, so much so that we now have enough people writing back in our mailbag that we're going to go ahead and read some of our viewer mail with you all and try to answer some questions, get you all to know a little bit more about us. First off, Thomas Lane from Fresno, California writes in, "Hey guys, love the show. What would you rather have, one eye or one testicle?" I'm going to go ahead and let you take this one first, John.
Uh, I mean, that's tough, because if you have one eye, that's one eye to view internet porn with. And you still got both testes. However, if you have one testicle, you got both eyes to watch internet porn with. So, I'm gonna go with one testicle in hopes that maybe I can just keep pumping out boys the rest of my life, and I can watch internet porn with two eyes. Because that's like, a multitude of extra tits at the same time.
So are you under the assumption then that one testicle is responsible for having boys and one testicle is responsible for having girls?
I'd like to think so, but I'm no scientist.
So then wouldn't you be worried about picking the wrong testicle and only having then the 50-50 chance and then ending up with only girls?
Yeah, but then maybe they could marry a rich dude, and then I don't have to work anymore.
Now, does age matter? Do you think his question's age related? Like a young man, we'll say like a 19-year-old man to maybe his mid-30s. Do you think that man would be more inclined to take the one eye over the testicle, whereas a man maybe in his later age in life, he's seen it all, he's plowed it all, he's gonna say, you know what? At this point, I'm gonna take both these eyes. I really don't need the two testicles. What do I need them for? I'm old. I'm shooting out fucking dust.
Dude, testes are like kidneys. You don't need them both. But you need your fucking eyes.
But there are some women out there that are just totally into balls. What if you just meet this fucking bodacious, the fucking 10 of your life, dude? She's just she's 10. She doesn't care about your micro penis or anything like that. But when she reaches down there, she's expecting to feel these two fucking balls she can jiggle around her hand. She gets down there and she gets only the one, and she gets that just that look of disappointment, And now you know that she's the one. She's getting away just because you decided that having that one testicle and having both your eyes was worth it. Now you're just giving up the love of your life, the 10 dude, just because you were selfish enough and wanted two testicles or one testicle.
I mean, that's cool. The next chick along the line is going to appreciate you have two eyes, not some fake one that just stares constantly at her, even when you're looking at another direction.
So you get a replacement eye. You wouldn't go eye patch?
Eye patches. Like, replacement eye is cool, because you can pick any color. You can just put an all-black eye in there.
What are some other things you think you could put in there that'd be out of the norm? Like, I'm sure they gotta have LED eyeballs now, right? That just
you could put
look like the Terminator and shit, strobe and lighting.
You could put like a cocktail olive in there, and then when you're at a party, just pop a toothpick in your eye and plop it out, and like, hey, I got a cocktail eye.
I used to sit behind this pretty girl in math class back in high school, or no, it would be college at this point, and I used to always just talk her up, and I think she had a boyfriend at the time, but eventually I just talked her up, and we were hanging out doing some school projects together, and I didn't know she had only one eye at the time, and she said, yeah, I can't remember what the joke was, 11 and she goes, oh yeah, I can take my eye out, and I said, oh yeah, fuck that, whatever, you cannot. She's like, oh yeah. This chick just reaches up and pops his eyeball out, dude. Just hold it in her hand.
What did she expect you to say?
I don't know. Me being
That's
me.
That's cool. Can I fuck you there?
Well, me being me, I instantly said, well, can you peel that back so I can see what the inside of your eye looks like?
Yeah.
Because, I got to see, how many people get a chance to see that just on the fly? So I had to take advantage of it, and it kind of looked like the inside of like an oyster shell, how they're all like that pearly kind of pearlescent. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
Oh, jeez, I'm going to remember that always. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem for that. But at the same time, you're right. You can't get the and it's just a matter of time, dude, until they have a fucking camera that just fucking implant into your brain from that eye, and you're just gonna be seeing things normal anyway.
It's gonna be a fucking super eye with like X-ray vision, so you don't even need chicks to be willing. You can just strip them down on your own with that one eye.
Oh, you're talking about like X-ray vision eye?
Yeah, who knows?
The fucking titty eye, where just you can see every chick's titties through there.
Dude, I would go back to school if I had one of those.
I think Leah would go back to school if she could have one of those.
I bet.
Let's see. All right. Well, let's move on to that. We got a lot of questions here. Matthew Wilson from Springfield, Ohio writes, BraHn, your opinion on people who only shower every other day. My opinion is this as such. If you're showering every other day, you must be the busiest person on the face of the planet. And now, I guess I gotta say, is shower, do you think that means like full on everything shower? Or is this like we're feeling a little bit nappy?
We need to
We need to make sure all the parts are clean.
This is like a personal question, because my definition of a shower is completely different from like, a definition of a shower for someone in like rural India who gets 2 pumps of water.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
I like to get my crack soapy, and kind of actually wash myself, and the pubage, and then get my hair all lathered up, rinse and repeat like the instructions say to do. I mean, a good 10 or 15 minutes, get all nice and soft and pruny and actually clean. And then there's some people that just hop in and they, slide their hand down their crack and they're fucking done.
Well, I have to say I'm one of those people who, when I get in there, I don't like to sit in there for a long time. I do my business and I get out, but that's probably just from taking military showers for 8 years. I realize that unless I'm going to be in there beating off, which I can't really beat off in the shower anymore.
Who does? I can't do it unless there's a monitor around.
It just feels, I'm in there, I'm just going at it, I'm getting angry. It's like at first it feels good, the longer I go, it just starts to become more tiresome. It's almost like I get desensitized, which also brings me to another point. I've had sex in a hot tub, one of the most boring sexual experiences I've ever had in my entire life.
I mean, I imagine it'd put you to sleep.
It's you don't feel the friction. You need that fucking pussy rat friction. Unless I guess maybe it's because I have my micro penis. That maybe if I had a large penis and I was just railing the shit in a hot tub, I guess.
Hot tub sex just seems like work. Like, I go in a hot tub so I can lay my ass out, have a couple of drinks, maybe fart a couple of times, and then
You fart in hot tubs. You find yourself just bowel releasing in a hot tub.
I fart where I please. I just fart everywhere.
Do you ever find that you get a little floater afterwards in the hot tub?
You mean so that's not farting, that's shitting your pants.
Well, it starts out as a fart, but sometimes you get a surprise. You're just when you weren't expecting it, and
I mean,
bam,
when
Christmas.
I was a kid, I totally diarrheaed in the pool once. It was pretty funny.
Diarrhea, you're not talking Lincoln Logs. You're talking
no,
fucking metal soup on just soup frothing on the top of the surface. You can go out there and just
it was like pouring a
ladle
can
it
of
up.
soda in the pool and it just kind of dissipated.
Did it end up clearing up like right away, or?
Hell yeah, it cleared up. It was pretty funny. It wasn't my pool either.
And then you just swam in the shit water for a while.
I mean, they put chlorine in it for a reason.
Did anybody get pink eye?
Not that I know. I didn't, so that's all that matters.
No. Okay. Well, weird, man. I don't know. I don't think I'm down with swimming in people's shit water.
Look, neither am I. But if it's your own,
I don't think it matters. I'm pretty sure you can get pink eye from your own shit. I don't think
chlorine in bleach water.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be right around you initially, unless that shit's killing it Ricky Tick. I don't know, man. I mean,
it was kind of cloudy for a second, and then it just went away.
Would you put your finger in your butthole, spray it with antibacterial spray, and then stick it in your eye?
Lord, no.
Why? I mean, you're basically doing the same thing in the pool.
Because you can have like a layer of shit on top of the antibacterial spray that is just, not touching it. In a pool, it's surrounded by chlorine water in every direction.
But it's also touching you. It's trying to be on you. It's trying to get inside of you.
But it's already immersed. It's been it's been drowned in bleach water. By that point, it's like, play ball, game on.
All right. Well, this brings us all. Obviously, this of course brings us back to taking a shower every other day, because it's obviously the perfect segue back to that. I honestly think if it's a once in a while thing, you're going to college maybe. I personally, I mean, let's just get down to it. Let's get into the sexual part of it. That's what we all want to talk about anyway. If somebody's got fucking nap ass, or a lady's got fucking swamp crotch, dude's got his fucking filthy, just fucking stank balls,
just dirt dick.
And then you obviously can't expect any type of sexual acts that involve a mouth or breathing or anything near that region. I mean, you're talking, you could possibly at one point go 47 hours without a shower, but you might have shit 4 times. So to me, that just seems inconsiderate. I mean, if you're going to shower every other day, the day you shower should be the days you do sexual acts. You should not be performing sexual acts outside of the 2 on your off days. It should be like this. Should be like the Sabbath. Nobody's working. You know, you're relaxing. I think, I don't know. I think it's selfish. If you, well, I guess it's only selfish if you're asking for sexual acts on the off day. If you're asking for them on the clean day, I mean, that's just like everybody else. I don't see anything really wrong with that. But everybody should be. But you want the best shit. You want the chicks to do the wild, weird shit to you. You need to be showering every day anyway, regardless. You need, or like before, like you need to be like, honey, I need to go take a piss real quick, and you need to be in the shower, fucking soaping the anus, getting around the balls, getting that shit all cleaned up. Because when she smells the fabric softener smell, she knows that she doesn't need to hold back. She knows she can dive in and go as hard charging as she wants to. And I would hope that she feels the same way for me.
You know what smell is more overpowering than dirty ball smell? The smell of money. And if you have enough of it, you never even have to shower.
But see, then I think as a
You know
person,
it's true.
then you're just as a person though. I think you would how would you even be able to do it as a person? I mean
look,
to want to not shower, like to make the, like, basically you're making a conscious effort not to get clean. How is that good? How is making
I don't understand it myself.
I'm not asking people to go in there
when,
for like a half hour, 15. I can take a 3-minute shower, shampoo my hair, soap my whole body, coming out of there feeling fucking clean. I don't know how people act like the shower is the fucking most time. It takes longer to make fucking cups of coffee sometimes.
I mean, so always. Coffee takes for fucking ever. It's just, I worked with a person once who showered every other day because they said that showering every day makes their hair and their skin dry. And you're not supposed to shower every day because of that.
Okay, now here's my thing. Did they find this study while they were already not showering while they were showering every other day? Or is this something where, like, somebody called them out because they were showering every other day, and they had to go find some other person out there who showers every other day to validate
it? It was one person in the office who said it, and then another person went and looked it up, and then found it to be the truth. And it says if you shower with hot water, it makes your skin really dry.
Now, is this on a medical form? Is this, like I said, is this somebody else
I checked it myself.
Showers every other day, who is just trying to, like, spread and perpetrate lies so that they can feel better about themselves when questioned? Now they know when, if they ever bring up, I only shower every other day, and somebody goes, that's gross, now they can be like, no, go Google that shit, because I've already laid the seeds of the foundation for this shit to be legit.
I mean, to me, it's like, if you don't feel uncomfortable showering every other day, more power to you, as long as you don't fucking stink. I personally need to shower every day because I have a man's ass and a man's stench that bothers me after. If I wake up at fucking 8 in the morning, I gotta shower by 5, or I just feel greasy as fuck, and I gotta get in the shower.
Right, doesn't that make sense, though? Like, you have to shower your ass because you got this enclosed fucking rectal hole, right? That sweats on its own. There's fucking secretions that come out of it, right? And yet, there's women out there who are like, oh, my pussy is nowhere close to a fucking closed-in, secretionable fucking organ. And they're like, here, I'm going to let it fucking bake and stew my own juices for 40 hours. And then I want you, nice gentleman, sir, that you are, to go down on me, because not every dude will do that. And she's now expecting, first of all, not every dude will go down. And now there's this chick who just, with the swamp crotch, is just expecting this dude to be a gentleman and go down on her, and not say anything. Like, that's the thing. That bitch knows. She's setting you up. She wants you to say something so that she can fucking say something back at you. She wants you to fucking say, like, she wants you to go, oh my god, lady, listen, or honey, this pussy be ranking, or honey, this smells bad. Because then she wants to come back with something like, oh, I see, you gotta always talk shit, you can't just love me for who I am, oh god, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always a fucking ambush game. That shit's always an ambush game.
I mean, I don't have a vagina, but if I did, I'd understand that even on its cleanest day, it's a breeding ground for stench and bacteria. So I've heard on one hand that if they wash too much, it gets like they get infections and it gets dry and whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm not down for that either.
All right. Well,
However,
first of all, let's use the medical myth here. I already know for a fact, being through all that, is that yes, the interior of the vagina, the place where I'm gonna put my penis, as fucking far as my little micro penis will go, that place in there, that will be self-cleaning. There's fucking whatever they got going on there, the bacteria. Now the outer area, you're talking lips and you're talking the labia and the clitoris and all that shit on the outside. That is not self-cleaning.
no.
That is on the outside of the self-cleaning area. That you're no longer in the dishwasher. You're fucking in the sink, building up shit, and you need to get that shit rinsed off.
Yeah, I mean, at least you don't have to shower, but can you please like use a baby wipe?
Yeah. They're called sanitary napkins for a fucking reason. All right.
Because if I had to wash, look, I didn't ask for a penis. I was just graced with one. But if I had a vag, I'd keep it clean. I mean, fuck, I wash my car and I don't have to. Wash your fucking vagina.
Especially look at nowadays, right? With the way women are getting to the point now, you don't even have to be attractive anymore as a woman. All you have to be is in shape because
You don't even have to be in shape.
Well, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in shape and your vagina don't stink, you're gonna fuck. You can go banging whenever you want.
I mean,
Now-
look, there's
now,
always some
the bigger you
nasty,
get- hold on.
desperate dude.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to find it. It's like the bigger you get, the lower your chances are. Okay, the uglier you get, the lower your chances. It's all about we're talking percentage points. It could go from 17 to 20%.
I mean, you're not going to get a good man, but you get a man.
That's the thing. But I'm telling you, a chick with a good body and maybe a so-so face is gonna pull in dudes that they wouldn't even believe that they could pull in. Because the pussy and the titties all look the same in the dark, my friend. They all feel the same.
I personally, I'm a face guy. So if I look at you and I want to vomit in my mouth and then chew on it and swallow it, I can't do that.
So you're telling me you walk up to a chick and you see her face first, you can instantly say, I'm not banging this chick. But if you were to walk up behind the same chick from the rear and you saw her nice fucking perky ass first, then how's it play out? Because now you're not
I would
turned
talk
off.
to her and she would turn around and I would turn to stone because I just saw Medusa.
You would
like,
still
I can't.
you'd still debone her eyes.
Oh, dude, I would deflate like a fucking nail gun to a balloon. I'm a face guy. You can have tits smaller than mine, and literally no ass. Like if I touch your ass, I'm just touching a bone. But if you have a pretty face, I will stick my dick in every hole you have. I'll drill a hole in your back and fuck you there.
You'll go as far as she'll let you go.
As far as I'm allowed.
So you're saying when it's on, she's the one with the safe word, not you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, Matthew Wilson from Springfield, Ohio. I hope that helps answer your question. We're going to move on now to a question I want to ask John here. John, can two wrongs ever make a right?
I've thought about this for a long time. Now, I've always envisioned a situation where, like, if someone punches me in the face and I punch them back, things will magically wash themselves away. You know? I guess you have to be a crafty fucker to kind of figure it out. Like, if the cops beat the shit out of you, and then you sue them because you're pissed off and not for justice, that's a wrong, right? So that's
Yeah,
like
I'd imagine.
that's two wrongs making a right, isn't it?
But is it right? The whole thing is, can the initial acts of violence or discretions ever totally be overshadowed or nullified maybe by the act of the right? I guess the easiest one would be like, this guy blew up an airplane I can't even think of one right now. My brain's just not wired enough. What I want to keep saying, dude, is I want to keep saying, can two Wongs make it right? You know what I'm saying? like can two guys named Wong make a right-hand turn in a car? I'm not sure.
They have hard times making a left, so a right is kind of tricky. I mean, I have a good example for you.
All right.
If Dirty Vagina Chick wants some tongue action. That's a
Right.
wrong.
In the pussy or in the ass box? Because let's be honest,
I
if you're not washing for 2 days, there is going to be a big difference between the ass and the vagina.
No, because it drips into the vagina. At that point, your vag is an asshole.
Oh, you got vag hole.
You got ass vag. So that's a wrong. Okay. Now, if said man decides to, you know, pick her up and forcefully throw her in the shower and wash her, that's also a wrong. But the end result, that's pretty right. You got a
Now,
clean woman.
now, do you ever envision maybe a scenario where a man can forcibly cause his woman to take a shower enough time every day? Like, every day he fucking just picks her up like a fucking savage and carries her in there and tosses her in there and starts doing all the sexy washing and shit on a woman. Do you think it could ever get to the point where she would then be into it, or do you think she's always just going to rely on the dude
That's right, honey. Get
Um,
wet.
then to shower for her from that point?
Depends on the person. Like, I personally don't want anyone forcing me to do any. If someone forced $1 million upon me, I'd be like, no way. It's got to be my choice to accept your $1 million, buddy. But there are some women who like to be told what to do.
Right?
And that's how shit's got. You ask them politely, fuck you. You impose your will, I love you. They just got to have it done. You gotta be mountain man with it and just impose your will. Like, this is what's going to be done, and I'm going to do it.
If you don't like it, get on the back burner or what?
And you know what? Just you can take the mule back to Omaha and kick fucking rocks.
No mercy, huh?
That's not me. I'm what you would call, in modern day terms, a bitch. But there are guys that will just say, I don't care what you want. I'm gonna do this.
Now, do you have more or less respect for those type of dudes?
More and less at the same time. I have more respect because it's like, you know what? Good for you, dude. You're doing what you want. I have less respect because it's like, do you even care what she wants? Now,
Right.
at an individual level, everyone's out for themselves. I have a little bit more respect for the person that's out for the betterment of everybody. So it really depends on the situation. If the guy's just jamming his dick in her mouth because he wants a blowjob, no, that is rape and that is wrong. But if he's like, hey, I know you like rape situations, so I'm going to jam my dick in your mouth, everybody wins there.
Is there any truth to the term legitimate rape? The guy that said that if a woman is raped, she'll only conceive a baby if she really wanted one. Her body would reject it otherwise.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Can you believe that that guy is a politician in America?
Yeah, I believe he's a politician. That's why only a politician would say that. Let me guess, is he a Republican?
Oh, I honestly don't know.
I will bet one of my testicles and one of my eyes.
You bet one of your eyes at a testicle at the chance that this dude is
Because
Republican.
then I get 3 eyes and 3 testes. I have one of each to lose.
Fuck, I passed out again. Let's go ahead. I want to ask you a couple trivia questions here. Let's see how many movies from the 90s, great movies from the 90s you can name. And I'm talking top tier movies. I'm not talking, this is a cult classic. Well, maybe some of them would be. I'm talking like full on legitimate, I'm going to die, fuck me. Anyways, legitimate movies.
Let's go. Go for it.
Okay. Let me see if you, I have here in front of me the list of the top 5 movies from the 90s.
Shit.
Okay?
Okay.
Let's go ahead. See if you can get one of these top 5 movies from the 90s.
All right.
As I respawn here. Go ahead.
I have to name them off?
Yeah. No, I want you to think of the 90s. I want you to give me 5 movies from the 90s that you would think are the top 5 movies from the 90s.
Man.
And this is rated on by the critics. This is straight off of IMDb.
Well, I'm going to go with my gut and with the movies I loved and what I consider to be top 5 because, fuck what the critics think. I'm going to say one of them's Encino Man.
Encino Man, not in the top 30.
It should be.
Okay. Well, let me give me another guess. So you're telling
Encino
me
Man was
the
incredible.
story of a young high school kid finding this tortured, what would he be? He'd be a caveman in ice in the back of his house while digging a pool in California. Is considered one of the top 5 movies of the 90s.
Hold on.
Pauly Shore.
Did you
I love
see
Pauly
Encino
Shore.
Man? Did
Yes,
you
and
see
I
Encino?
love me some Pauly Shore. You're
Okay.
telling me that's a top 5 movie? No,
It
come on
should
now.
be.
No, because the top. Honestly, on this list, there are 3 movies. I'll give you 2 of them. 2 of them you could probably make an argument for, but there are 3 movies on this list that I say are top 5 movies in 1990, and you would have to agree. And that's without fact. Without doubt, I mean.
Is Jurassic Park one of them?
Jurassic Park is in the top 30. It is not a top 5 movie.
What? You know
Yes.
what?
Yes,
I went and saw Jurassic Park in IMAX.
is coming in down at number... Looks to be about 20-ish.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What about Heat?
Ooh, Heat was in there in the top 15, but it is not in the top 5. So you are kind of getting closer to...
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Okay, now you're being stupidly ridiculous. Terminator 2, not in the top 5 movies of 1990.
I'm being stupidly ridiculous.
Yes.
That
yes.
movie is stupidly. That movie's incredible.
The liquid Terminator himself, T-1000, would come back and slap you in the face with a liquid bitch
You didn't
hand.
like that movie?
No, I enjoyed the movie, but when you say top movie of 2000 or 1990, I instantly do not think Terminator.
I don't even know what to say anymore. I
want
feel like
you
I didn't
to-
even live through the 90s
I
at
want
this
you to
point.
continue to give me better ones.
I mean, I thought Jurassic Park was a fucking surefire pick, dude.
No, I mean it is a good movie. We're talking 10 years though of movies.
The Lion King?
Lion King was in the top 30, but not. It was near the bottom of the top 30.
Shit. This is terrible. Who's voting for this shit?
This is voted on by over 50,000 people.
Well, how old are these people?
I don't know. I didn't see the census.
Like, I don't want some 50-year-old man voting on 90s. I was a kid in the 90s, so I liked all the good stuff.
No, these movies are still popular even today. Though I'm telling you, they're not movies you're gonna say, okay. I mean, I said not all of them, obviously. You're gonna be able to make an
God
argument. For
Damn
one.
it. Okay. I'm drawing a fucking blank here.
Can I give you one of the top 5? I'll give you number 5.
Give me number 5.
Number 5, Forrest Gump.
Oh, that movie's so good. Okay, Shawshank
Okay.
Redemption.
Ooh, number 1, we have Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. Hold on.
Now you're getting
Shawshank
it.
Redemption is number 1, but Forrest Gump is number 5.
Yep.
Forrest Gump beat Shawshank
Oh,
in every Grammy category.
and
or
I
Oscar
would-
category.
I would almost agree with you, but there's something about Shawshank, dude. I flip on the TV, I'm flipping through the channels, I see Shawshank, I have to watch.
That is fucking stupid. You realize Shawshank didn't win an Oscar because of Forrest Gump.
Oh, but I know, but still, marvelous story. You gotta remember the budgetness of Forrest Gump. Look at the scene changing and everything. Voters are gonna vote on that stuff. They're gonna look at all the extra money spent and say, which one was a better story? You look at Shawshank, it takes place in a prison, outside a little bit on a roof they're tarring. Not a lot of scene changes, not a lot of special effects. You know.
And they look like a stiff breeze would bowl them over.
And there you go. You got one of the best narrated voices of any generation.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now we have number 1, Shawshank. Number 5, Forrest Gump. Can you get one more of the other 3? One of them now that you know the kind of movies, one of them should be an easy peasy. I can remember feeling a titty up during this movie the first time I saw it.
Feeling up a titty, huh?
Yep, it is a date type movie. I did get to feel D-sized titties this night. I was quite happy. I was in high school.
Is one of them one of the Star Wars movies?
No. Actually, the Star Wars movie came in at number 29, The Phantom Menace. Which I don't agree because that movie was shite. So
Yeah, the Phantom shit movie.
yeah, but you know, Star Wars is still good. I love Star Wars. I just didn't
The only
really
good
enjoy
thing to
that.
come out of that movie was fucking Star Wars Pod Racer.
Or my penis from Padme.
Okay.
That was
All
also
right.
quite
Ooh,
nice.
what about The Professional?
The Professional, not in the top 5. Actually, not in the top 30.
Have you seen The Professional?
I have seen The Professional.
That movie's fucking awesome.
It is good, but I do not think it is top 30 of a decade.
Goddamn. Speed better not be in there.
Speed better not be on there, and Speed is not on there.
Okay, good. Was The Matrix in the 90s or was that 2000s?
Matrix was in the 90s.
Is The Matrix one of them?
Matrix is not in the top 5. Matrix is in the top 20.
That's a really good movie. All right, this is hard because I'm hunting. Okay, Usual Suspects.
Usual
That's a good one.
Suspects. I was actually pretty happy with the fact that Usual Suspects was on here, but at the same time, it was number 17.
Damn. I mean, Kaiser Soze, dude. Like,
I know. Who is Kaiser Soze?
right? It's Kevin Spacey.
No.
It was Kevin Spacey. How about Seven? Seven was a good movie.
7 on here. 7 came in at number 10.
What a coincidence. Okay.
Wouldn't have been better if it was 7, but that's a cliche,
Yeah,
obvious.
that would have been great.
Yeah.
Can I quit? Because this is fucking hard.
Yeah, you know what? It seems like you're not going to be able to get these. Let me go ahead and run down the top 5 1990 movies. You have at number 1, Shawshank Redemption. Number
Okay.
2, Pulp Fiction. We got to see a lady get stabbed in the chest
damn
with a giant needle and a dude's dick being blown off.
Exactly.
And, you know, obviously top 5 movie. Number 3, one of my favorite movies because I have to admit it was the only movie to this day that the ending of it was so fucking different than it caught me off guard, dude. Fight Club, number 3, Edward Norton.
Oh,
Yeah, Edward Norton, Brad
that's
Pitt.
a good movie.
One of the best fucking movies I've ever seen, dude. Like, if you go into that movie just wanting to see a movie that you do not understand but enjoy the whole time, and at the end you're like, fuck me in the anus.
Dude, I
That
want
is
to
the
make
movie.
my own Fight
Okay.
Club after seeing Fight Club.
Number 4, the movie I was able to grab a titty on. Right?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting, dude. I want titty movie.
Sorry, stand by.
Is it Boogie Nights?
It's not Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights was good too. I mean, that's where you see John C. Riley, and he's not even a comedian.
He was also not a comedian in Talladega Nights. Or not Talladega Nights, I take that back. Days of Thunder with the old boy there.
Oh, fuck Days of Thunder.
Okay, so number 4, the titty touch movie, Titanic.
Of course. How the hell did I miss that one?
That is what I'm asking.
How the hell? You know what? The first time I saw Titanic, I'm like, wow, this movie's pretty fucking great. I never saw it again.
You know, it's
know
one
why?
of those. It's much like Contact, but I have to admit, Contact pissed the shit out of me. It's the
Yeah.
longest movie ever for
To
one of
go
the best
nowhere.
5-minute endings of any movie I've ever seen.
Dude, I didn't want to watch Titanic again because the chick that got naked and he painted was just this chunky, fugly girl. That's the best you could do for that movie. You know how much money that fucking movie made? You could have put at least a chick worth painting.
But she was rich, dude.
I don't care. I wouldn't paint her with my shit.
You're telling me you're on a boat, dude, immigrating from a fucking foreign country, going to America, and this rich chick,
That's
little
not the,
heavier
it
set
has nothing to do
comes
with the
up.
actual movie. I'm
she's
just
gonna
saying.
be like, I'm gonna fucking suck you off, fuck your brains out, and at the same time, you can come live with me and my family in our fucking mansion.
No, it's not that. It's they could have picked a better looking actress.
But then you have to try to sell the realism of it all. You know?
Well, it was really depressing that I had to see her naked instead of somebody else.
And I also wonder, well, I guess I wouldn't because this chick was going to let me touch her titties anyway. But I was going to say, I wonder if it was a more of attractive chick, would I have been less likely to touch a titty? And that could, they might have been thinking that. James Cameron from the start might have been thinking, I want young men to be able to touch titties while watching this movie.
Hey,
I need to make sure I make that happen.
be honest. The chick's titty you touched was probably hotter than the chick that he ended up painting.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
So
But
what
at
the
s-
fuck, dude?
But at the
This chick's
same
just a
time,
normie.
At the same time, dude, chicks love seeing normal chicks naked because it one makes them feel a little bit better if they're better looking, and that's all you need to get in, dude. Here's how she's thinking. She's thinking, here's Leonardo DiCaprio, good-looking man, touching this younger chick's titties, painting her. She's not even that good looking. I got bigger titties. This boy over here, he wants to
But dude,
fucking
she
touch
was
him.
chunky.
I'm gonna
Like
get in on it.
she was borderline fat. Like I understand. Don't get me wrong. I like my girls thick, but she was so pasty, and her nose looked like a chocolate-covered turtle, and I did not want anything to do with this woman. She ended up being like a really good actress. Nothing about her acting skills turned me off. It's her gross body that turned me off.
So that's it. You're just saying no due to body.
Yeah, it kind of spoils it. Because when I was a kid, I saw the making of on HBO, and I was on vacation in Idaho with my family, and like, as my dad, my uncle, and my brother and my cousin, like, hey, let's go watch a movie. And I'm like, dude, we can see a naked chick in this movie. Let's watch Titanic. And then I saw her, and I'm like, fuck, we could have just played video games all night.
Right?
You know, like, sweet. I saw a 3-hour movie, and it was kind of cool, but uh, no,
No, huh?
no, mm-mm, no,
Not having it.
no. I'm not having that shit.
Okay. Well,
No.
should we go back to the mailbag?
Mailbag it is, dude.
All right, let's go back to the mailbag. Going back to the mailbag, let me go ahead and pull this up here. We have we have a Canadian viewer. All right, well, hello
Oh.
to Canada,
Eh?
and congratulations on the baby being born from the queen that you no longer serve under, or the princess, I guess.
Right on.
But anyways, Trey Cabot of Kitchener, Ontario, hope I'm saying that right, says Sarah Jean Underwood or Keely Hazel, and I'm gonna guess that Keely Hazel's that bodacious British chick with the big old tatas, and Sarah Jean Underwood, of course, as we all know, is a Playmate of the Year. Also was on G4 TV. I have seen her naked yoga video. I'm gonna go ahead. I've been talking quite a bit right now. I'm gonna go ahead and say John, Keely Hazel, or Sarah Jean Underwood, and let's go ahead and we'll take off all stipulations. We're talking pure everything. We're talking relationship. We're talking plow factor. We're talking motorboating. You say it. We're talking it.
Dude, hands down, Hazel.
Now, why? Can you give me some
And this
examples
is
why?
all personal preference. Look, I loves me the ladies, okay? I'll even settle for far less. But I cannot for the life of me stand blondes.
Now, any blonde, fake blonde.
Her hair is so blonde. She looks like fucking Hulk Hogan.
Well, you know,
Her
Hulk
hair
Hogan
is
has a
too
daughter, and she is not attractive to me.
I'm just saying her hair is like I can't stand blonde hair. There is something about just blonde-haired white women.
Do you
that just
knock her down
turns me
for
up.
having a breast job?
No.
Do you
No.
not care if chicks have? Okay, so it's not you're not basing any of this on her body. What would you say about her body?
You know, I can't complain. I really can't complain about either of them. It's just that fucking blonde hair. It's not. I like brunettes.
So if she was a brunette, do you think it'd be a harder decision?
I'd have to see, and you know what? The only thing that would be harder is my dick.
So you're telling me that the sides of this Miss Hazel's jugular area is not at all persuading you in any way?
No.
So what if I gave you? Let's go ahead and let me give you another one then. Here, let me give you two dark-haired ladies off the record. Troy, I hope this answered your question. I know it's a little bit. Here, I'm gonna plow them both, dude. If I get them both in a room at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna
it's
plow
just,
them both.
It's just the blonde is kind of,
And at the same time, I think it's just whatever one happens to allow me also to enter them first will be the one I will be entering first. Emma Stone or Olivia Munn. We have two more geeky-ish type chicks.
all right.
Decent
Look,
bodies, good personalities, darker
first,
hair.
okay, Olivia Munn by a long shot. However, Emma Stone is attractive as shit, and Olivia Munn, because I used to watch Attack of the Show a lot. What a dumb cunt! Like,
Isn't it weird when you used to watch that show, right? They had Morgan Webb on there first, and it was strange because
Morgan Webb wasn't on Attack of the Show. She was on
I'm just saying.
X-Play, wasn't
No,
she?
I'm saying on G4.
Okay,
Okay, you had Morgan Webb on G4, and you're like, you know, she's not ugly, she's not super attractive, right? Then they brought in Olivia Munn, and you're like, holy shit, I don't know if Olivia Munn is really hot, or is she hot because she's standing next to Morgan Webb all the time,
Okay.
right? And then when Olivia Munn left, you're like, okay, look at Morgan Webb, maybe she's gotten a little bit better, maybe, I don't know. And then they go in and bring this Playmate of the Year in, and all of a sudden, Morgan Webb is back to fucking being second tier de facto again. And now I want to say, is Morgan Webb bangable outside of being
Yeah.
next to beautiful people?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh,
you-
yeah.
if you had to give her a rating, a hotness rating, Morgan Webb, you had to give her a rating of 1 to 10, where are you going with it? Because she's kind of in that middle area, you know. She
Give
doesn't
me
have.
a year,
She doesn't
dude.
really have the cute face. She's not ugly. She doesn't
No,
really have the good body, but it's not bad. She doesn't. She's not really good in the ass or tits, but they're not bad. You see what I'm
oh
saying?
no,
Like,
she has not. She has great boobs.
does
Here's
she?
the thing. Give me a year. Are we talking today?
Would have to. Everything has to be up today.
Okay,
Just because
then Morgan
you
Webb's out
can't
of the
fuck the
question
past. You can only fuck the
because
present.
because she's like old now.
You think she's too old for you? You don't go cougar status with any chicks?
Not too old. She's just her age did not do her. She's by no means a bottle of wine. She's a gallon of milk, and her
Right.
age is not doing her justice.
All right.
Now, between Olivia Munn and Emma Stone, I mean, look, Olivia Munn is pretty, but fuck, she has like the personality of a pet rock. Like
Now-
she just seems like a really stupid person.
Hmm.
And Emma Stone seems like she doesn't seem like she's necessarily some kind of fucking genius, but she seems like someone you can actually sit and talk to and bullshit, and then maybe later she'll suck your dick.
And I've heard this a lot about a lot of guys I know is that, and it is true. Like a woman can only go so far as her looks, and I almost wonder if a lot of these guys, you see these guys and you're like, they're married to these beautiful supermodels or this beautiful woman, and they go and they cheat on her, and every guy and every person's first fucking thing is to say, you idiot, you fucking idiot, how are you cheating on this beautiful woman? If I had the chance to stick it inside of her, I'd be drilling that shit till next Thursday till she couldn't walk, and you know, I'd take out a second mortgage just so I didn't have to go to work to keep my dick in her, right? And then at the same time, you're like, well, maybe they fucking stray away because that chick is just, you can't talk to her. Whether one, she gets
Yeah.
either over emotional or overreactionary. Two, maybe she just fucking doesn't know anything and she's nothing more than just a pussy to put your dick in, right?
That's
Like
the thing is every guy's like, oh dude, how could you cheat on her? She's so hot, I'd fuck her. Yeah, they did already. They
Yeah, I
fucked
would
her
fuck
a
her, exactly,
1,000
yeah.
times.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when she opened her mouth, it's like, oh, that's who you are. Oh, okay, well, bye. Like once you've had it, who cares anymore? Nobody gives a shit about stuff they already had. I have a Super Nintendo, and I cheated on it with my N64, and I cheated on that with my Dreamcast, and I cheated on that with my PS2, and so on and so forth. Doesn't mean I don't like my Super Nintendo. Love my Super Nintendo still. But I'd like to be able to, look in a different direction besides left and right. So, sorry. Like, I don't know why people don't understand. Granted, people, it's like when you see, the millionaire that buys like a, $700,000 watch, and normal guys like, I wouldn't do that. I'd buy a nice car and I'd buy a regular watch. Because you're not a fucking millionaire.
yeah,
When money's not an object.
a billionaire doesn't ever worry about the price of a house.
Yeah.
Right, you know, like-
how could you buy a $50 million yacht? Because I make $2 billion a year, and $50 million is, I wipe my ass with it.
That's the whole thing. We're in the process of moving, so we're looking at housing and houses and stuff, and we can afford a little bit better now house than because of Leah's job, even though we have the mortgage down in Vegas. But at the same time, you're sitting there going, man, you're stressing over the price of a house. You're looking at the monthly payments, and there's multiple dudes and women. Women, don't forget, there's women billionaires out there now. Many women and dudes out there who can literally go out and buy anything they want and not have to look at the price tag. Now that's weird because like when we say it, we're like, I'm looking at a house, that's a big object item. But if I was to say go down to the grocery store and pick up some milk or whatever, I'm not going to look at the price. We're financially stable enough where I don't have to worry about looking at the price of milk. But
Yeah.
that's how a billionaire feels about everything.
Everything. Like, I'm unemployed, I'm on a limited budget. And when I see people go to McDonald's, and they get a combo meal, it's like, whoa, living ritzy. Because I'm still on dollar
Right.
menu.
Right, you're still
Like,
you're still
you can
living the
spend
dollar menu.
Yeah, you can spend $8 on a number one with a drink you don't give a shit about. I'm sitting there thinking, I'll get 2 McDoubles and I got soda at home.
So you get all jacked up then when they play those dollar meal commercials when you see like they're like new
dude.
dollar item at McDonald's. You're like, oh fuck yes, my lunch menu has now changed.
It's worse than that. I'm actually furious because Wendy's used to have the best dollar menu. You used to get like a junior bacon cheeseburger for
Oh,
$1. Now it's
junior bacon
$1.70
cheeseburger, Wendy's,
now it's
dude.
$1.79.
Yeah,
79 cents is the fucking deal breaker for me.
That was by far the best dollar item out there.
Oh, yeah.
You go there and you get the burger. Maybe a 5 thing of nuggets
Oh,
if you're feeling extremely hungry, and you're
I
fucking out the
had
door.
it.
Gold, dude.
I had it down to a science. I was getting the double stack for $1, junior bacon cheeseburger for $1, chicken sandwich for $1. Then I'd get a chili, small fries, and a baked potato. Why? Because you can dip your fries in your chili. You got the chili fries, and then
Bam.
once you gutted the potato, you pour your chili on the potato skin. You eat the potato skin.
Bam, bam.
Poor man's lunch. Okay,
Just
there
like
are
that,
people
man.
out there who don't give a fuck.
Right?
Like I don't understand why people go to Quiznos because you're paying $10 for a sandwich. I can't afford that. But if I had a real job, I wouldn't care. Like I have a car I have to put premium in, and I'm sitting there debating over the fucking 10-cent difference, which is $1 on my fill up, whether I should put 89 or 91. $1.
Bigger money making racket. Fountain sodas or sandwiches bought at a sub shop.
Fountain sodas for sure.
The markup on that shit is ridiculous.
Incredible.
There's got to be businesses that survive solely on selling soda.
Every gas station that has a convenience store, they don't make money on the gas. They're making money on the shit they sell on the inside, mainly the sodas. If you're gonna pay $1.29 for a large soda, that cup costs a nickel or less, and the soda to put in it costs a nickel or less. You're making $1.25 profit at least. It's incredible how much profit they make off of the sodas and all the little chips and shit. Because they get the gas almost at the same price you get it at. They're selling it for like a penny or 2 pennies more than they got it. So if they sold 1,000 gallons of gas that day, they made 1,000 pennies.
Right.
$100? That's not enough to pay the bills.
Well, it's like Superman 3.
Ah, Superman 3. Exactly. Aggregate, collection of pennies.
Yeah. Over a
But
period
if
of time.
you're making $1.20 a cup, and you sell 100 cups of soda, that's $100 pure profit on soda.
Right.
And that's what Billy likes to drink.
And Billy's got a drink, dude.
And Billy's got a drink, dude.
All right, we're going to end it today with one more viewer question. Cassandra Richardson from Chase, Kansas is writing, how large is your Hepussy? And of course, I'm guessing that she's referring to the Deuce Bigelow Hepussy as a reference to my own penis, because I like to reference it as a micro penis, because for one, I think micro penis is way funnier. I think a small penis is by far funnier than a large penis. I don't think I'm the only one to think of that. I think if you walk into a room with a large penis, some guys might feel insecure. Some dudes might laugh, and there's going to be other dudes who don't care. I think if you walk into a room with a small penis, everybody laughs.
Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I take Hepussy not to mean my penis, but the total package.
You're talking balls. You're talking everything. Would
Not
my balls
just,
be...
No, I mean the man. The man is the Hepussy.
Oh,
You know.
but the question's how large is your Hepussy? Now, would that mean in reference to my body size, my stature, how I feel
think
as
it's
a man?
how large is your ego. That's your Hepussy.
Oh, well, I mean...
You know what I mean?
Then there's nothing micro about my Hepussy.
Exactly.
There
I know
is
that
nothing
my Hepussy is
micro.
marketable as shit. There are chicks a million out there who want a 6-foot hairy dude with an education. Like I don't know.
Oh, so I get it. So you're saying it's like the machismo. A woman looks at your
Exactly.
Hepussy as a way a man would look at a woman's actual pussy, and it's like, why do I want it? Why do I need to be on
Exactly.
it? And
It's
I don't
looks
really know.
And
It's the smell. It's the swagger. It's all
everything.
that. It's all that shit.
It's the essence of the man.
Oh, well, Cassandra Richardson, I would like to think that my Hepussy then is quite fathomably large, almost beyond the Mariana Trench. But I'm a realist, and I like to try to stay as realistic as I can. So I would say that my Hepussy is massive. I'm not going to go out and try to play. I'm not going to go out there and just toot my horn. My Hepussy's huge. It's massive. It probably has no bounds. Infinite might be shallow. I don't know. But if we're talking penis size, honey, as much as I like to kid about my micro penis, it really is only 1 inch. It is 1 inch long. It's massive. It's a massive one though. Sometimes I can pleasure myself for minutes, if not seconds.
It's not
No.
length that matters. It's the width.
No, I'm gonna get really into this. I am as a young man. I did measure my boner at one point. I don't know if every young man has done this. I have. I've come to realize, though, that there are two types of boner measurements, three if you really want to get into it. You have the length and, of course, the width of the boner. I actually added a third measurement, which I like to call the power measurement. So what you do is you measure from just the base of your penis to the head, right?
And you push it in a little bit?
But no, that's the regular measurement. Then you have the power measurement. Yeah, and that's where you forcibly push down at the base of your penis as far as you can. Because that's what I imagine would be like, if I'm thrusting as hard as I can, I'm going to get that little extra measurement, the power measurement, right? So I usually measured 3 measurements. I am a full 6 on the regular measurement. My power measurement is another half an inch. To a quarter to a half an inch, maybe it was a third of an inch. It was not like one of those ones where you're like, oh, I could totally remember this. It was one of those little fractions where you have to try to figure out the fraction, but you're like, is that 2/16 or fucking 3/8? I don't know. So anyways, the answer and oddly enough, and I don't know if it was because I had an unsteady hand, and honestly looking at it, it doesn't make any sense. It kind of baffles my mind. But the circumference was 5. That sounds fucking abnormal to me. And looking at it, there's no way it's
Pringles can.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking porn stars would have to have something like that. And I've seen plenty of porn, dude. And there is no way I'm approaching it on length or width. I would hope that my power number's better, though. I hope that my power digit's a little better, you know.
Jesus.
But yeah, so there you go, Cassandra. And I just want to thank everybody for listening to another episode of BraHn Gaming with Tab and BraHn, and we will look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Remember always to send in any questions you have to the YouTube channel or via Twitter, and I will go ahead and we will look to see if we can get any of you guys in. And thanks again, and we wish you all the best of luck. John, any parting words? No, we did have a story. We want to tell one quick story here. This is actually a pretty amazing story. I'm not even involved in the first part of it. See, long ago, we did mention the mortgage I have down in Vegas. A couple years ago, before we did move back to where we live now, we were in Vegas. We had a house, and people, when you're in Vegas, people from all over come and visit you. All your friends eventually come there. All your family eventually flies there. It's one of those like destination travel spots that you happen to live at. So John is going to go ahead. He's on his way to Vegas. He calls me up. He say, "Listen, man. I'm with some people. We're heading to Vegas." That's the last thing he kind of told me. So I'm expecting John. He called me. It's about an 8-hour drive from. No, it's not that. It's 4.
It's
it was 4 to San Diego. Yeah, 4 to. So it was about 4-hour drive. And so I hear from him probably. I think it was like around. I think you guys called. It was like 1. You guys were leaving a little bit later in the afternoon. It was like 1 o'clock. And he called me up, say, "Hey man, we're on the way to Vegas. You're not gonna believe it." And I said, "Well, I never believe anything." And so let's go ahead and we'll just get into the story real quick. We'll tell it. I didn't want to have him wait till the next episode. Let's go ahead and get it out.
All right. So I went to lunch at a Buffalo Wild Wings with 2 of my coworkers, which were female, significantly older, I'd say in their mid-40s, and also significantly uglier than the average woman.
So not much going for these 2 wannabe cougars.
Yeah. And they, for some reason, thought it was okay to drink on their lunch hour or whatever. You do whatever you want. And at this Buffalo Wild Wings in the afternoon was a gentleman by the name of Andy Dick.
Oh, and the star in Film Scream, Andy Dick.
Andy Dick.
Andy, you don't know which way he wants to go with it, Dick.
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking same Andy Dick, okay.
Considering I got a ride from these 2 hookers, they ended up talking and shooting the shit with Andy Dick, and they were undercover crackheads. All it took for them to get into Andy Dick's limousine was, "Hey, do you want to party?" So I went along for the ride because I'm like, fuck it. If I'm gonna, I can't get back to work. I'm in so far away, like I have no choice. We're gonna go to Vegas, fine. I'm not gonna get in trouble, and it's gonna be a hell of a time because I'm going with Andy Dick.
Well, and you're coming to see me. Let's not forget the end result is. I mean, obviously didn't know you're with Andy Dick at this point, but the end result was you were coming to see me. You were going to surprise me.
I wasn't necessarily coming to see you, but I was going towards you, and I figured,
why not call?
Why not?
Okay.
I want to party with my buddy.
So we got you hanging out with Andy Dick. I'm second thought. Go ahead. Let's go back before where my feelings weren't hurt and I was still the primary thought.
So At some point in the middle of the desert, we get off the freeway. We drive about 15 minutes just into the middle of the desert. And Andy Dick ends up kicking those two bitches out of the limo.
Oh, kicking them out.
He kicked them out in the middle of the limo.
Kick to the curb.
In the middle of the desert. Yeah, kicked them out. Just
Oh, you're in the middle of the desert. You're in that fucking...
middle
like
of
where it
Mojave.
has like the world's largest fucking thermometer. It's
Not
balls
even there.
hot.
No, this was some random ass exit. Not even around civilization. Okay? He kicks them out of the limousine, but he lets me stay.
Are you sitting in the front? Is that why? Like, were you
we're
making
in the
friends
back.
with him?
He just lets me stay. He kicked them both out.
Oh,
I don't know if
you're
it's
in a limo.
because
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because, they snorted his coke or whatever. I don't take part in that shit. I'll have a couple of drinks, and that's about it.
Was there ever a thought where you thought maybe Andy Dick wants to bone me?
No, because I'll kick his fucking ass.
So
Like,
you
I'm not-
So you eye checked him. You figured you could take Andy Dick if you had to.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't think
I
he could
could
rape you.
fuck him, dude.
Okay.
Like,
Oh.
not even...
Oh,
So-
would you? Oh, that would you would flip it on him.
Oh, yeah,
Would you?
I would...
Would you flip it on him? Would you say, "Oh, you want to fuck me? You know fucking me. I fuck you."
Exactly. If he came
Oh,
at
shit.
me, I'd rape Andy Dick. Like,
Oh,
literally,
okay.
I'd rape Andy Dick.
Fair
So,
enough.
we're laughing about it on the way to Vegas. I'm laughing because I think it's funny because I didn't really like the two people I was with. And he's laughing because he just kicked two crackhead old bitches out of his limousine in the middle of the desert.
Like a boss.
Like a fucking boss. And I ended up getting dropped off at your house.
Well, you were dropped off down the road. You were at my house, but not really.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'd imagine if you dropped off at my house, I would have seen Mr. Dick.
But he didn't kick me out. I kind of at that point I was like, you know what? I don't want to be in the limousine with this guy any longer.
Just
So
drop
I'm
me
just
off
gonna
with my buddies.
yeah, get me. Yeah, he lives here. Whatever.
Did you guys talk about anything? Like, was he a personable guy? Like,
I brought up one thing when Andy Dick pretended to be Tom Green and Tom Green pretended to be him,
yeah.
and we kind of did that a lot.
Oh, so he kind of liked the fact, but you didn't do one of those things where like, hey, I gotta talk to you. I love you. Didn't like schmooze him. You kind of just.
No, because you know what? At that point, I'm not scared of the guy, but he's kind of fucking weird.
Right.
So, I brought up the Andy Dick show because I actually liked the Andy Dick show. We're back when it was on MTV.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm Tom Green. I'm Tom Green. Oh, I'm Andy Dick. I'm Andy Dick. So we did that. I mean, look, this guy's coked out of his mind. There's not really much conversation you can have with him. Everything is a couple of words that don't make sense, and then stop talking.
Right.
He was so busy chopping lines. It's like I didn't even. There's one time he looked up and he's like, "Oh, I didn't even know you were here." And I'm like, "I've been here for like 3 hours."
Oh, he was just space. He was in his kind of his own little zone.
He was in outer space.
So you're telling me when he kicked everybody out, dude, he might not even realize you were still even in the vehicle.
Could be. Then again, you're not gonna kick my ass out because I'll throw you the fuck out. Like he's dainty. He's
What
not.
about the limo driver? Limo driver wasn't very big. You don't think he
What's
could
he gonna do? Like you
You
can't
don't think
kick
he
out
could force
the
you
limo
out of his
driver.
limo?
Yeah, well, the limo driver's got to drive.
Well, that's true. It's his job. He probably doesn't want to even fucking get involved.
Exactly. He's some old ass man. He doesn't care. He just wants to get paid and get in, get out. He never rolled down the window, nothing. He's like, Andy Dick's nuts. I'm just gonna drive. I'm not even gonna let him know I'm here.
So basically, what you realize is that anybody who has any interaction with Andy Dick, if they're not like super friendly with him, they just try to like fly on the wall. I'm not gonna do anything that's.
I
Gonna
wouldn't even
upset
say
this
super
guy.
friendly because these chicks were super friendly, and he ended up just pulling a mean prank on them. So you don't even want him to know you exist. As far as I'm concerned, he probably thought the limo drove itself.
Well, yeah, because he's fucking just ripping bone lines.
Yeah, he's out there.
All right. Well, obviously, I didn't get to enjoy any of that, but we did still have quite the night. That's why I wanted to make sure everybody knew about this story because
sure did.
you would think one celebrity in one day, right? You could not beat that. But then you realize at the end you're in Vegas, and Vegas has no rules, and so here's the deal. John comes up and visits. My wife's pretty cool. You can agree with that. She's pretty cool. And I'm like, look, listen, honey. John's up here. He's from California. We're gonna go out to the strip clubs.
My first time ever going to a strip club, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah. We're gonna go out. We're gonna see some titties. We'll make the deal. If we get any strippers, we'll bring them back for you too. We're not gonna be selfish or anything like that. So she's okay with it. We end up heading down to. I think we went to Sapphires first, where we went to Treasures first. Then we went to a couple strip clubs. We ended up at Spearmint Rhino. And what can I say? It wasn't quite the scene out to get him to the Greek, but I have to say it was probably the closest I will ever get to a scene from Get Him to the Greek. Because we're there for about 15 minutes. And you can see, well, after you're in these darkened clubs for about 15 minutes, not only does your eyes start to adjust, but you start seeing where things don't move and where things do move.
Yeah, patterns.
And yeah, you start seeing patterns. And outside of the women dancing around, making my dick hard, I notice over near one of the, like towards the stage, but off to the side of the stage, and kind of like what you consider a corner, a lot of women. It seemed like a lot of commotion. And it was one of those things where you're like, that has to be like an NBA player or some
dude
sports
with a
figure.
lot of money.
Some guy with some money, and he's pulling the attention of the women towards him. And who do we see, John? When we go to investigate this, who do we see?
The man from Taken himself.
Oh, not just Taken. Taken 2.
Yeah, both of us.
Star
Dark
of Taken
Man.
and possibly even Taken 3. Not sure yet.
It was the only thing that got taken that night was my heart. It was Liam Neeson.
Yes, the one guy I would probably not imagine I would see in a strip club in Vegas this night.
Ever.
Well, it's hard for me to say never because, people do like strip clubs.
But I would have imagined that he was, like, so high class. He would just be in Monaco with, 11 out of 10 hookers that are just, super
Servicing
classy and 20,000 euros a night, and who gives a shit because he shits money, and no, he's there.
Yeah, he's there. So here's the rule: any guy, if you're with your family, if you're a celebrity and you're with your family, and you're out eating, I'm not gonna bother you.
No,
I'm gonna let you be a person. Okay? When you're a celebrity and you're out doing dude stuff with other dudes, you must understand dudes are gonna want to hang out with you and see what your lifestyle is like in the dude life.
Especially an action star.
Exactly. And so being who we are, having no fucking sense of this could be wrong, or especially me, this could be bad, or basically have no shame, I'm going to say, look, I'm going to walk over to Mr. Neeson. God, I can never say his name right. Thank God I got it right that night, or that could have fucking ended the whole thing right there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go up to Mr. Neeson and say, hey, sir, we love your work. We notice that you're enjoying yourself. There's plenty of room here. Do you mind if we just kind of hang out and we won't just detract from you or nothing, and we just want to kind of soak up your life, just kind of soak up your lifestyle. The dude could not have been nicer. This guy could not have been fucking nicer.
Like, you told him.
Yeah, you're expecting a guy like that to say, gentlemen, I would really like to, but I'm out here just trying to relax,
Or fuck off or something.
Yeah, can I sign an autograph, or maybe just shake your hand and you guys can go about your business and let me enjoy it. But no, this guy was genuinely willing to say, hey, come fucking spend this evening with me, a la fucking Get Him to the Greek, and possibly have one of the greatest times of your life. Now, we're not saying we're out fucking doing Jeffries, smoking fucking everything, drinking till I drank till I couldn't really fucking remember. But you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't going hardcore with it. We weren't getting illegal with it or anything like that.
It was like he appreciated having a normal Joe experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like while we were there, he gotta be just the average guy. Because, a guy like that's going to have people with him. It not necessarily be a friend. It could just be like some type of security. A guy who's going to make sure this guy's not going to get fucked with. And we had to go past two guys. Now, I don't know if they were his own security or if they were some type of club security. But, you have to make that decision. Do I want to risk? Maybe what if Mr. Neeson's like, anybody that comes up to me, just fucking kick their asses for my amusement. Like, you don't know. Yeah. And I'm sure there's guys that would do that, and they'd be.
And these guys are giant. It's not like they're just regular dudes. They're like 6'8".
And those club tapes always disappear unless you're Vince Young. Those tapes always disappear, or you disappear. So we hung out with Mr. Neeson. I mean, we're not going to be able to tell you a crazy story. Like, he wasn't fucking doing lines off the chick's titties, or we didn't see him fucking be 4 fingers deep into 3 chicks at one time or anything like that. The dude just enjoyed life. Enjoyed hanging out with a couple of regular dudes.
He liked the Andy Dick story a lot.
He did because he had an Andy Dick story of his own, and we're not the kind of guys who like to tell other people's stories for them, because you never know down the line he might want to use it for like on Jay Leno.
And yeah, we
or-
can't. I can't tell it like Liam. Neeson.
We're never gonna be able to tell it like him, dude. You just can't. You're
That's
talking
not
about
gonna happen.
He's crafted his shit, dude. His the way he does everything is so like crafted and methodical that yeah, he could take our story and tell our story better than us.
Oh yeah.
Like I would say, Mr. Neeson, please tell my story. Like, can I write it down? You tell. It's like Morgan Freeman. If you had any story, you had Morgan Freeman read it. That story's gonna be great.
Exactly.
Yeah, it could be about getting 2 ketchup packets from down at the fucking deli when you were there getting a hot dog, and he's gonna make it seem like it was the fucking most epic time ever.
The one thing I'm gonna remember the most is when we still had strippers coming over, and he just put his money back in his pocket a long time. They still
Dude.
kept coming over, and I'm like,
Yeah,
how
he said,
do you do it?
dude, no, he said, watch this. He goes, eventually they become so money drunk, they're like blacked out to the fact you're no longer giving them money.
And
it was
he
something
gave-
that I would almost expect Tracy Morgan to say, right? Like with his story about getting out of the check. Like it was one of those like surreal moments where you're like, this guy's fucking real. Like it's the shady shit that only celebrities can pull off. Because if they were to ever get called on their bullshit, they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, let me make up for it. And nobody's gonna push them on it as like they're being a dick or they meant to do it on purpose. Right? Because how are you gonna fucking tell that guy with all the money that he didn't mean to fucking give you some money?
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you forgot me.
Yeah, exactly,
Oh,
exactly. Like, yeah, exactly. So
The one thing that got me the most was I asked him like, hey, Liam, because by that point we're on a first name.
first
basis.
name, yeah, no longer Mr. Neeson.
I'm like,
no.
hey, Liam, you put your money in your pocket a long time ago. How do you still get these girls over here? And he goes, well, I have a particular set of skills that are a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's from Taken.
Yeah, he's the ones from Taken, and possibly Taken 2. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's from Taken. I don't think it would be, but
How classy.
it is. It's like if I went to Arnold Schwarzenegger's house or to his party or whatever, I honestly would expect at some point for him to say, "Would you like a drink?" And I say, "Yeah, I would like a soda." And he goes, "All right, I'll be back."
Yeah.
I would almost expect that at this point in my
with a
life.
smile. Like,
Well, yeah, because he realized we were big fans of Taken and Taken 2, and he realized we were huge fans of his movie franchises, and he humored us with a little bit of it,
oh yeah.
It's not like we walked up and said, "Hey, Mr. Liam, do that thing from the movie.
Do the theme.
Say that thing from the movie." No, we're not
Do
gonna be
it.
that guy. We're not gonna be that guy who does
No.
that.
No,
No.
you don't do that.
That's for the guy who fucking has never had anything go his way ever in his life, and he sees somebody that maybe he might have a slight man crush on, and he
Yeah.
knows that if he doesn't overly act it out, Liam might not take him serious, and just think of him as a crazy fan. But what happens is like they become the crazy fan.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just be like,
Like-
hey, Mr. Neeson, pretend like you give a shit that I'm here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he's not going to do that, He's not going to do
the best way to
they
do
had
it-
plenty of those.
Just be a guy. Just be the guy that wants to be hanging out with other dudes. You're not. See, here's the whole thing. We went over there because who he was. But once we were hanging out, we didn't hang out with him because of who he was.
We hung out with him because he was cool as shit.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you hear stories all the time of guys coming up and they, like I said, they're told to fuck off, or Mr. Kanye doesn't have time for you or anything like that. No, this guy at a strip club, he understands it's dudes doing dude stuffs. He's gonna fucking represent himself, Mr. Liam Neeson. We salute you. We endorse you highly. People, please go see Taken 2. Fantastic movies if you're looking for something that you don't
Can
have
never
to really
say
think
enough
about.
good things about
Yeah,
that guy.
yeah, great movies. And with that, we are going to go ahead and sign off for the evening. All right, everybody, have a great night. Later.
Toodles.